jewelry that we're using. There are so many things that you can use to incorporate your leather jewelry. And also here, I have some leather. You can see this is goat's leather, light. And also I have another one again, which is also light. So most of the leathers I'll be using today, they're going to be a light leather feel. You can see them here. And also I have another one again, which is white. You can see it here. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is to make a very simple technique by cutting the leather into a small string of line, and I'm going to use them just to make a simple jewelry. And the first thing I'm going to do now is to cut the green leather. I'll cut some strips out from the green leather. Fine, you can use your stencil knife, but I think for this one, I'll prefer to use the scissors so that I can get a tiny strip of what I want. This is a tiny strip. You go all the way. Okay, I think I need to cut off this side so that it will make it easier for me to work. So as you can see here, what I did here, cut some strip out. So some of the strip I'm going to cut out, maybe about 8 pieces of it. That's what I'm going to cut out. And from then, I will just incorporate it with the jump print and other little accessory that can give me a very simple, nice jewelry. I think the long one. I think I will kind of prefer using let me use a stencil knife and cut. This now, make it straight. I cut the next one. Make sure when you're cutting with a stencil knife, you make your ruler firm to the leather so that it doesn't move. Cut another strip now. Yeah. This design, I'm going to incorporate it with other shapes, which can give you, which at the end of the day, we have two different designs. Now, this is what you can see, the way I cut the strip out. You can see the way I cut the strip out. I put it behind the white paper so that you can see it clearly, the way I cut it out, like a line. So here now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I might need 2 or 3 more. This is it here. Then let me cut 2 more, 2 or 3 more to join with that one. That is it. Now with this one now, what I'm going to do is to join everything together. I have everything together here. And I have a strip this way. So what I'll do now is to get one of the leather string. You can get this one from the market. Okay. I have another one too here. So with this one now, why I'm trying to lose that one, what I'll do now is to wrap this. Now for me to join this together, I will go inside this one just to make it a little bit lengthy, but just to increase the length of the leather. What I'll do here, I knot the leather strip. Yeah, I make a loop with this. Now you can see what I did here. I make a very simple loop. On the edge, make sure that it's firm when you tie it. When you're arranging this, make sure everything is aligned to each other. Then I put this in between. can see that I put this in between this just to increase the length. And the next thing I do, take then I use one of the pin to roll it up so as to hold the two together. And when you're rolling it up, and make sure that it's very neat when you do the rolling. Now you can see what I did here. So what I will do here now is to use the cutting plier. I cut up the head of the edge of this. Then I use a nose plier to roll it up so that it can be firm, and also to close the sharp, nip of the end of the wire of the pin. And the same thing, I repeat the same thing here too. I repeat the same thing here. Then you can see what I get here now. So I make this one a little bit longer. So what I'll do here is to just cut off this to make the edges neat. Yeah. See that now? Wow, it's nice. You see what I did here now. Now, the next stage I'm going to do now is what I'll do here. Some of the thing I'm going to use here will be the keyring hook. Okay, let me just pass it through for you to see what I'm trying to achieve here. This is what I'm going to achieve here. To come this way, I'm going to come way down, or stop around here by the time I put the other accessory on it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do now is to use the jump print, put all the jump prints together. These are the jump prints. And I'll open out the jump print. Don't mind me that I always like to use my hand. Close it up. Do the next one. And also close it up. Because this one is light. It's not as strong as some jump prints. The kind of wire they use, they're very strong. But this one is not as strong. That's why I can use my hand just to open it up. You can see what I'm creating now. So I continue to do the same thing. I have same thing here. You can see that. Then I put in the same thing. Depending on the length you want, but even though you still have to text it to see whether you have the proper length. And one of them now, I use it for the key ring, put it inside here, join it. You can see what I have. Then I put another one. Put another one here while putting this onto it. Now you can see what I have here. What I'm going to do now is to join this to see whether I have the exact length that I need. I take a smaller jump print. You can see it here. Put it around here for me to get a little hook up. This is it. Yes. So while using another pin, I use another pin here. You can see the pin. There's another pin here to roll it up so as to hold it firm. I think here is better for me to use the same size of it. Okay, let me use the same size. Well, I use that for the ending. Then I use the same size here. Okay. Roll it up properly. You can see what I did here now. I just create the hook. Then I cut off a little edge here. Then I use my nose plier to close down this one properly. So I did the same thing from the other end. Check it out now. Cut off this laser. So what I'm going to do now is to join this together with already the one I already made here, which is this. Check what I did here. Now, for me to get the proper length, or for me to be sure what length do I want, I'm going to put this behind you now. This is what I'm doing. Put this across this place so that for me to be rest assured that the design I'm doing, I have a proper length. Then you can see what I just did now. Now, there are two ways for you to achieve or for you to go around this one. Now, if you check the back, I didn't bother to pull the hook. If you want to pull the hook, you can do that, or you can leave it this way in such a way that by the time you want to wear it, just wrap it around your neck and also put it across the key ring. So, but here now, if I'm to incorporate another design so that it can give more elaborate, or so that it can enhance what I'm doing, this is what I'm going to do now. I create some other designs now by drawing. I'm going to draw a little circle from the paper. This is what I do here now. Now, don't mind the way I draw the circle because I'm still going to fold it up and cut it. Then this, I fold it equal parts, 2 equal parts, and fold it around again so that by the time I cut it, it gives me a very good. So fold it into 4 places. I fold it into 4 places. Then what I'm going to do now is this. I cut it and just what I get. You can see all sizes are equal, but I needed more oval. I needed more oval shape than this. So what I'll do now is and also reduce its size. Wow, see? You can see what I get here. So you can see what I get here. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to cut out this shape from the leather and punch the edge so that I can enhance it with the previous one I'm doing. Now this time around, I'm going to use the brown leather. This is goat's leather. I know that Jamaican like curry goats. They don't get their leather from the goat anymore. They just eat all the leather and use it for curry. Anyway. We still make use of them. So I drop the shape out. Okay, let me try it from this side so that I don't waste it. One thing not showing. Let me draw it out properly. So I use my pencil. Use the pen. The pencil not showing. I think the pencil not really showing from the letter. So I make use of my pen. You can see what I got out. Then the next thing I'm going to use to cut it out, I use my scissors to cut it out. Let's see what I got out now. Now what I'll do now again is I get another one from the green leather and add it up together with this one I have. Okay. I use the same one to trace it out. Okay. See what I did here now. Got two of it. Now the next thing I'm going to use is to use the punch. Get the whole out of it now. Then I have clean. Do the same thing with it. Turn it around. And see that now. Then I use take the jump print, open up the jump print, put it across, do the same thing with the second one. And then put it across. Now I go back to my jewelry that I'm working on. This is what I'm going to do now. Then I check where can I put this one now. Put it, let me put it at the second and close it up. Do the same thing on the next one here. Then I close it up. And see that now. So I can as well do more of it and maybe add more, 2, 3 more of it to come here and we have a finished work. And also, if you want to leave it this way, depending how you want it, then you, as a designer, will decide what you want to do. Well, as for me here, just to make it very simple and make it not to make it too complicated, very simple design, I'm going to leave it this way. Now, for you to do the earring, what I'm going to do now, for me to do the earring, I'm going to use the same shape. I'll use the same shape for me to do the earring, or rather, okay, let me decide what I will do. Let me reduce the shape little by cutting off just I just reduce the shape now. I have this. Now I'll cut off the brown leather and also the green one from each side, from both sides. This is what I'm going to do now. Give my scissors, cut the shape. Then I have this for my earring. Now, because I have two shades of leather, I'll use the green one and also brown one. So that's what I did. Then I have the brown one that I cut out, that I just cut out to from my pattern. And the next thing I do is to use the punch. Get a hole out. You can see fine hole I did. And I repeat the same thing for the second one too. And we can see that. So what I'll do now is use the small jump print. So this time, what I'm doing the earring, because I use two type of leather, so that's why I'm using two type for my earring. This time around, I'm not going to use my hand. I use the plier to open up the jump print. Open it up. I put one here. Then I close it back. So I'll repeat the same thing. I repeat the same thing with this. Put it and I close it back. What I'll do now Now I'm going to join it with a leather. That open up one, then I put it into the leather, and the other two that I've already joined, I put it together with this. Then what I do here is to close it back. Make sure when you're closing it back, there's no space in between. You see that now? See that? Oh, this is beautiful. Then I repeat the same thing with the other side of the earring. Open it up, put it into the leather, and the toe you've already made, put it inside and close. Then you can see this one too. Now the next stage for me now is to pull the earring hook. I have my earring hook beside me. So what I will do here now, I open up one side, the last one at the top, hold it with the plier, open it gently, and put your earring hook and close it back. And close it back gently. Make sure when you're closing it back, there's no gap so that the earring won't drop off. You can see that now I've put in the first earring, which is pretty here. So I repeat the same thing with the second one. Then I open it up gently, put this, then I close it back. Now, this is finished now. You can see that. Now I decide to use two colors because I have two colors here from the necklace. You can see I have two colors here, and also I have two colors here which you can interchange with your earring. Then I'm going to set it up now, and I have a finished work. See that now? Wow. You can see that this is wonderful. See that? Very simple and direct. See? Very simple and direct. Now, this is the first one now. Now, I'm going to move on now to the second simple one, which you can achieve. I have some couple of letters here, which I'm going to use again just to do some very simple one. The one I'm going to do now is, see, I have different letters. See them here, here, and here. Now, if we still have more time, I think they still have some little time, but I'll do the one that is very fast, simple and fast method, which we can achieve. What I'll do here now is to cut a strip of leather in about, cut it off and see. See what I did here. just cut off just a strip of leather. What I'm doing now, I want to see how I can make this design out. This design is very, very simple and straightforward. You just cut off some strip of leather and punch any side, whether the top or the down part. Just punch it and put your jump print all together, and the next thing you end up with this fabulous design. That is what I'm trying to do here now. Then I have this one, I cut off this one now. Then I take another leather, then I do the same thing. I cut a strip out. Cut a strip out now. Then I do the same thing with another color of leather. I cut the strip out. Do the same thing here. Have that. Get another color leather. Then I repeat the same thing. Cut up another one. Then get another colored. Then let me cut out from the green again. Cut out from the green. Get one more. Cut it off. Now we can see what I cut out from each of the strips of the leather. See what I cut out from each of the strip of the leather. So what I'll do now is to check that, okay, I think I can work with this length. I cut into two. It's not really compulsory that every one of them have to be the same length, but they're at least almost equal to each other, so that it can give a feel of freedom or flow, so that we don't have it more too symmetric. And the same thing with this one too. Let's make it equal here. You can see now that I have as much as I want. Now the next stage now I'm going to do using my punch. This is very simple and fast. I use my punch, set it, make sure you set it very well so that it go right on top of the brass, or the flat brass. See? Then I have it punch. You can see that I do the same thing here. Do the same thing. Just punch. Punch everything up. Make sure when you're punching, you add pressure so that it go all the way through. Because if you don't have the pressure, it won't punch it well. And by the time you're adding up your hook, you'll discover that you're having some challenges with it. Yeah, I did the same thing with this. Because we punch two sides, because I'm still going to cut this into two. I cut this one into two equal parts. So I do the same thing with this. Then I cut it into two. You can see that now. So I have quite a number of them, which I've now the next stage for me to do now is to put the jump print on each one of them. So what I'm going to do now is to put my jump print onto it. Okay, I have some jump print here. So what I'm going to use now, I'm going to use this size of jump prints. So I'll need more of this, more. So what I'll do here now, chop up the edges of each of these. See what I get, so that I'll be able to use the jump print in here properly. Then what I do here, I put in this. Then I close it back. Make sure when you're closing it, see that. Then I have this now. Then I'll repeat the same thing. So what I'll do, I put 2 to each. closer. Okay, I have this one. I have this now with me. Do the next one. Open it up and put this. Okay, I think I need to chop it up a little so that I have this going in there. Now see what I did here now. Just to reduce so that my jump print can go in easily. Then I close it up. See that? See what I have here? So I'll repeat the same thing on every one of them. I think I better say use my scissors. Do everything like that. Do the same thing with all of them. So I did with every one. So the next thing now, open the jump print, jump pin. Put it in this, then close it back. So I repeat the same thing separately. Open it up. So I do the same thing here. So I repeat the same thing on every one of them. Okay. And do the same thing here. Now the next stage, what I'm going to do now, to join the bigger jump print together. Let's see what I get here now. Just like repeating the same thing that I did the other time. But the only difference is that the design is going to be different from the first one. And see that. You can see what I have here. And also I put another one again. See that. Now the next step, what I'm going to do now is to start it hanging up all the strip on the bigger jump pin, and what I did is to open it up, take another jump pin, open it up, see, and just hang it. You can start rather from the middle or from area, just put it randomly, but to make sure that each one of them, everything is arranged equally. You can see what I did now. I'll lay it down so that I can see it properly. Put the second one. See that's here now. Put another one to here. Make sure you close it properly so that nothing fall off. Now you can start having the feel of what I'm doing. To open up, get another one, open it up, put this. So as I'm working, and make sure that everything is well arranged so that one color won't fall at one side. So I'm trying to distribute all the colors all around. Close it up. Now you can see that now. I can even feel, I can start having the feel of the beauty of it. Then the next one I did, You can see that now. Now the next stage, what I'm going to do here now, so I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Simple as possible. Although if you want to add more of the leather strip, you can add more of the leather strip depending on what you want. But as for me, I think this is very nice, simple, and nice. So the next thing I would do here now, I get one of the leathers. You can see this is cut out from the leather. Very long strip cut out from the leather. You can see that here now. So I repeat the same thing of what I did at the beginning. I think I'll use a small jump print here. Then I take one of the pin. Same pin that we'll have here. Then I wrap it around here firmly to hold on to the jump print. Make sure when doing it, you do it right. This is what I'll do here now. Let it align with each other so that they come out nice. See that? I did the same thing. What I do now is to cut off the head of this and use my nose plier to hold it firm. So the next thing I do here, use my scissors to cut up. And you can see what I got here. This is going to join together with the necklace that we're working on. What I'll do now is to open up another jump in, put it in this one, and join it with the one end on end of this. And see that? So what I'll do now is to check. I have to measure it to make sure that it's not too short. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other side. I repeat the same thing for the other side hold it firm and use a pin, go around it firmly. Make sure it's firm when you're rolling it, and also align and use the nose plier to hold it firm. Cut the dip off. So what I'll do here again is to cut up the excess here so that you have let's see what I did here again. So the same thing that I did from this side, I'm going to repeat the same thing here so that I join it together with this. Then what I do here is to close it up. And you can see. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is to get the equal measurement by aligning these both the leather strip together and make sure I have the equal length. And this is what I do here now. I use this, cut it up. Now you can see what I get here. So the next thing I'm going to do here now, I repeat the same thing by putting jump ring at the both end and also end it up with a hook. You're the same thing. Roll it up. Make sure when you're rolling it is firm. Then I use my nose plier make sure that the sharp end stay well. And cut off one end of this and wrap it properly. See that? You can see what I get here. So I'm going to repeat the same thing from the other side. I repeat the same thing from the other side. Take the pin, use my nose pliers to make sure the sharp edge is flat down to the leather. Also cut off the head ball. See that now. So what I'm going to do now is to cut up a little excess from this. I repeat the same thing here. Now the next stage now for me to do is to pull the hook. We have the hooks here. You can see the necklace hook here. You can see that here. Let me hold it up. Let me see. Those of you that doesn't know, or you've not seen it before. Some come in silver, some come in gold, some come in bronze color, depending. And now the next thing I'm going to do now is open up another jump in. Add it up with a hook. See that? See what I did? And join it. Okay, so that we have a finished product. So I repeat the same thing from the other side. I repeat the same thing from the other side. This, do the same thing here and close it up. Wow. Then we have a finished product. See that? You can see it. So you see what would, you can see the second necklace we're doing so far. As I told you, you can make the strip of the leather to be more elaborate than this, depending what you want. You can see the wonderful. This is beautiful. You can see it's the same thing as this. The only difference is that I decided to make this one more elaborate, and I marked this one a little bit simple to the first one I made already that I've showed you the sample. Now, if you want to do the earring, you do the same thing with the earring by using the strip of this. So let me quickly do that before we round off for the second necklace and the earring. So what I'll do here now, this is for the necklace now. Do the same thing here. Cut off the edges by creating a little angle so that by the time you put your jump in, it goes in easily. So I repeat the same thing, this one. I cut this into two. I use my punch. And also cut off the edges. Cut off the edges of this side too. Make sure everything is aligned. See that? I have that. So I think I can cut this into two. The paper. Let me have the paper. Okay. Then that. Also punch this one too. And see that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to use the I get more of the jump thing. Then what I'll do here now, see that? And I'll open up. Okay. Then close it up. You can see what I have here. Repeat the same thing here. Then close it up. If you notice, I have two of each one of them. I have two of this. Also, I have two of this. I think, let me decide to reduce the size of this by trimming it up. Just to reduce the size of each one of them. I'm going to have almost the same size with the first one. I think I'll prefer it to be a little bit slimmer. Yeah, I think this is kind of preferable. And make it a little bit slimmer. Wow, okay, and I have that now. So let me continue by putting the jump in. Open up, put it in, and slide in another one, maybe two. I'm putting two to each. Then close it properly. Do the same thing. And put it in. And close it. See what I'm doing here. So I have 2 each of them, which they're going to go on both sides of the earring.
When you finish,
So see the next one again. I repeat the same thing from the other one. Open it up. Then also put it in there. So I have 2 for each one of them, which I'm going to divide it into 2 equal parts. And each one of them go for each of the earring. This and which we have 3 on both sides. That is what just happened now. The next stage now for me to do, I use the big jump, the bigger version of jump print, and put it all the way on each one of them. This is what I have. See that? Then I take a smaller one, put the smaller one, which I'm going to use for the earring hook. Close it, bring up this. What I'll do now is to open it up so that I can put the hook on it. I use my nose plier. You open it gently, hold it firm, and pull the hook, the earring hook, and close this one gently. Wow. See that? So I'm going to repeat the same thing. So I'll do the same thing with this. So I do the same thing here. See that? Then I close this one gently. I call this one gently. So what I'll do now, I open up this. Yeah. And I put the hook on it. I put the hook on it. you can see that is finished. This is a two. You can see this is a two earring. This is a two earring we made for this, and then we can fill it out. See, for the necklace, let me just move it back. See that, and these are the two earrings we did for it. It's wonderful. See that? Very simple technique which you can make within some few minutes. And this is the second one. And this is the second. This is the second one. What we did. So let me clear the table for us to see. Now you can see the second one. We did two necklaces and earring that goes with it. Thank you very much for those of you who have been following us, and then I really appreciate what you people have been seeing so far. So if you have any question before we go on, I would really appreciate to take some questions before, if possible, we can proceed to the third necklace or third design of what we can do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Alao. Does anybody have any questions for Alao? Okay, I am seeing where Marcia Adams has said that she has missed out a lot of the presentation, but not to worry, Marcia. We actually upload our webinars to YouTube, our YouTube page, JBDC Jamaica, so you can go ahead and check out our page and you will be able to catch up on the areas that you missed out earlier. And she has also said that the class was very informative for her. Okay, Alao Anita Williams is asking, where do you purchase the leather?
Yeah, you can get your leathers at Pins at downtown, and also Grant's Leather and Kingston Leather. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm seeing where Judith Gale is asking, can she use an awl if she doesn't have a punch?
Can she do what?
Use an awl, AWL.
Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can use it if you don't have the punch. Yes.
Okay. And okay, Anita Williams has said thank you. Okay, Marcia Adams is also asking, Alao, where do you get the leather cord to buy?
The leather, yes, you got it at Pins. Oh, the cord. Yeah, some of the cord I cut it out from the leather itself. That's what I did. You can see it's cut out from a leather. It's cut out from the leather. It's stripped, cut out from a leather.
Okay. All right, thank you very much for that. Nella Stewart is asking, is there a recommendation for the thickness of the leather, or does it depend on the type of design?
Yes, it depends on the type of design that you wanted to do. It depends on the type of design you wanted to do. Then you know what thickness of the leather that will be much more preferable for you to use.
Okay. All right, so are there any more questions? I'm not seeing any at the moment. Hello, are you just about finished with your presentation? I see we are approaching the 3 o'clock mark. We have just about just a little over 15 minutes left, about 17 minutes. And I'm not sure if you really want to do another piece, or we can just finish up, wrap up, and finish with the questions. I'm seeing where Marcia Adams is also asking about the cost of the leather.
Did you ask any question, Dania? I didn't hear you well. The
Okay,
line
Marcia
break.
Adams is also asking about the cost of the leather.
Yeah, the cost of the leather, most of the leather I bought, they are all a strip of pieces. It's not really one big one like that, you know. If you go there are some pieces of them wants to pick them randomly, and they're going to weigh it and for them to tell you the cost.
Okay, so it really depends on the piece that you're purchasing.
Yes.
Right.
They are all pieces of leather, not the one that they measure and cut. I just pick them up randomly at the paint, and then they kind of I won't call it waste material, but kind of recycle some little pieces of the leathers. That's what I did. And then once to pick them, you go to the counter, and what they do is to weigh it and they tell you the cost here.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. All right, any more questions? I believe, though, Allow, that we can probably wrap up because we have a lot more in store for them in the coming weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe we can more or less try to wrap up the session. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions right now. So I'm not sure if you have any final thoughts that you want to see pertaining to the leather jewelry.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is that what I wanted to encourage every one of us, leather jewelry, it's another type of jewelry in which I know many of us are familiar with. And they're very simple to make, and they're using various design. And also you can also incorporate your leather jewelry with beads and with other kind of ornament in which you wanted to use. There are so many ornaments in which you can and also add to the leather. And also what I'll do and what I'll advise is that, again, if you go to where they sell leather material, you see some pretty pieces of leathers that you'll be thinking that, oh, no, this can be useful. They are very useful. Most of those waste, I will call it waste, a kind of off-cut pieces that some shoemakers who make sandals and some other things, they cut up, and then you pack it up, or you get them and you can make use of them. That is it.
Okay. All right. I'm seeing where Nella has mentioned scraps. Well, yes, more or less that would have been what Allo would have been utilizing earlier.
Scrap, yes, scrap leathers.
Well, hello. I believe if that is your final say on leather jewelry, I just really want to thank you for an absolutely fantastic presentation and definitely excellent pieces as usual. Of course, the piece that I am wearing today is actually made by Alao and actually a leather jewelry as well. Of course, it's giving the Jamaican flag colors and vibes. So yeah. So thank you very much, Alao. So this is actually one in, a true representation of what a piece will look like. If you're making one for yourself or anybody else, or just developing a product per se. So, really want to thank you very much for being here today and for always providing such a detailed and really precious guidance as to how we can go about producing these pieces and jewelry. Of course, next week we will actually be doing a series as it pertains to the upcoming webinars, because we will have Alao who will be doing at least two more presentations for us. And next week he will be exploring a feel of Africa and introduction to fabric jewelry. And I'm certain, ladies and gentlemen, that you will not want to miss that one, because all of us, well, most of us, I would believe, are actually very fascinated with African jewelry and fabric as well. Although I'm seeing that you're showcasing some of the other pieces that you have there.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to
For those,
describe them.
yeah, for those who came late that they say, oh, they didn't meet up on time, so that's why I just bring it up for them to see some of the other ones that you do by cutting some oval shape and then laying it across each order, and then you can see just using the three color design, brown, white, and also kind of
Well, although I'm not sure why they're saying they're not. Oh, apparently we're
yeah,
having some connection issues with that device, because apparently they are not seeing
okay,
your visual, but I am seeing it clearly. So I'm not sure what's going
no
on,
problem.
why they're not seeing you, because I am seeing you clearly. Okay. All right, Anita, I'm not sure what's going on there, because I'm seeing a couple other persons saying that they're seeing as well. So I'm not sure if you want to just maybe log out and log in back and see if you can get to see the visuals. But go ahead, Allo, because I'm seeing where other participants are saying that they're actually seeing.
Okay. So what I was saying is that big song like this one now, I just use a three color design. I use one, two, three, okay, four color leather, black, white, and the army color and brown. And just by cutting an egg shape, egg as in EGG, egg shape, and also using some jump pin to do the enhancing and hang it up all together. Yeah, for those of you who come late. And also, yeah, just basically one of them, that's what I'm showing here. And also, if you look at my background, you can see that I have a couple of designs that I've made previously and other ones that we'll be making by the following week and the following workshop. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. And as I mentioned earlier, don't forget that you can check out this webinar and any of our other webinars on our YouTube page, JBDC Jamaica. And please don't forget also that you can also check out JBDC on any one of our social media platforms, be it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or even our JBDC website. So if you have any questions or queries, you can try and utilize any one of those to get across whatever query you may have, or you may send us an email at info@jbdc.net, or you can give us a call at 876-928-5161 to 5. That's 876-928-5161 to 5. So as I mentioned earlier, next week we will be looking at a feel of Africa, an introduction to fabric jewelry, and I can basically tell you that I know it will be exciting for us to see what the final pieces will be like. So, hello, we look forward to that with bated breath. And of course, until next week, everyone, please be safe and take care of yourselves. And we hope to see you here with us again next week, Tuesday at 1 p.m. Um, on time as usual, so we can go ahead with that presentation. So, Alo, I don't know if you have any final words.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you for all of you who has been following us and also participating in the online workshop. Thank you very much. We hope to see you more again next week.
Okay, all right. Thank you, everyone, and good evening.